Gervais Lagoke Gnaka is a professor of African history at Montgomery College and joins me now live from Washington, D.C. Good to speak to you. So is this issue of pay the only motive behind this rebellion?
Oh yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. I think that for the people to know what is going on, since January 2017, we've been experiencing a series of mutinies and various groups in the army, are asking for a higher wages, and also, and particularly, they are asking the president, Mr. Ouattara, to respect his commitment, to give them, what he promised when he was recruiting them, to fight against former President Laurent Gbagbo. So these are the people. After 6 years, Mr. Ouattara seemed not to be fulfilling his promise, and then they decided, since January, to do mutiny after mutiny. So after the January mutiny, the current group that started this current mutiny, there are 8,400, and they were asking for around $20,000, and then Mr. Ouattara gave them half of it, and then now he was supposed to give every month, what he promised, and then as there was like a delay in the payment of that, the money, and then they decided to take it to the street and do another mutiny.
And Gervais, President Ouattara announced in January an agreement had been struck. So what went wrong there?
No, because, yes, that's a beautiful question. For us to see what is going on, we need to know that the country is in crisis. A political crisis. We know the nation is divided. The Gbagbo's wife and Gbagbo's youth leader, they are in prison. Gbagbo is in the ICC. And then Mr. Ouattara is conducting a selective justice and going after Gbagbo's people. This is on the political level. On the social level, there is a decline of the cocoa price on the international market. So the country is facing some financial difficulties, and then we haven't seen the trickle-down politics that it was promising. People could not see the influence or the positive aspect of whatever neoliberal policies that he undertook. So the civil servants are on strike, the farmers are hurting, the cocoa price declined. And then the mutinous with the soldiers, and on different level in the country, people are hurting, and because Mr. Ouattara promised too much to the Ivorian people before coming to power, and also because he's facing some difficulties, and in the context of bad governance, in the context of money embezzlement.
And the soldiers say they're ready to fight if attacked. How can this be resolved without violence?
Oh yeah, I don't know how Mr. Ouattara will do it, because I don't know how he's going to do it, because if he had respected his word, and if he had paid them the money he promised to give them, it's not that I agree with the fact that people should have taken weapons to go and then reclaim or whatever things. But if he had respected his word, we were not going to see that new cycle of mutiny that we are experiencing. Now he wants to attack the soldiers who are doing the mutiny, and yes, in Korogo, in Odiene, in Segela, all those cities are the cities of the stronghold of the rebellion that was led by the Speaker of the House, Soro Guillaume, that Mr. Ouattara wants to defeat, because there is a strong tension between Mr. Ouattara, the president, and the Speaker of the House, who wants to succeed, to state power after Mr. Ouattara. But it seemed not to be the choice of Mr. Ouattara, and this is also the underlying issue, like in the mutiny that we are experiencing.
And do you worry we could see the resurgence of the violence scene during Ivory Coast's 10-year civil war?
Say that again?
Do you worry that we could see the resurgence of the violence seen during Ivory Coast's 10-year civil war?
Oh, yes, of course. We can now, because the people who are taken to the street, like I said, are many of them, most of them were or are loyal to Mr. Ouattara. Many of them were in the army that he put together to come and fight Gbagbo's soldiers. But now the same people today are going against him, and some of them seem to be supporting the Speaker of the House, Sorogium. Yes, we can see the resurgence, of a civil war in the country, and hopefully, we hope that, we will not see that. But yes, there is a strong tension in the country as we speak. In the stronghold, like in Bouaké, they're still controlling the city. And then a couple of hours ago, they were in Korogo, a city in the northern part of the country, very, very close, to the current prime minister of the country. So this is a very, very tense situation, and we do not know what will happen in Ivory Coast. Even if in a couple of hours or days, Mr. Ouattara will have succeeded in resolving the issue now, I think it's going to be momentarily, because there will be other tensions coming because the civil servants are there, the farmers, and many other issues in the country. Because one last thing I will say is that Mr. Ouattara is implementing an illusion of development. It's a mirage. When he was telling people everywhere that he was developing the country, some of the multinationals were coming back. But this is not true development. True development, it is when you see the people who agreed on a consensus, on a new social contract, and we are willing, to take their destiny into the hand and be the agent of their own freedom. And this, we will not see that in the country.
That's all the time we have. Thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World and for that insight. Gervais Lagoke Gnaka, Professor of the African History at Montgomery College, live there from Washington, D.C.